Hi guys, this is Jake at Canadian Cutting Edge, and today we're taking a look at a Ganzo knife. This is the new Firebird F746. This is the Ganzo G746 that's been around for a while. It's the same knife. It's just been updated to the F series for the Firebird branding. I've also got another one in the F series, the black one, F746 BK. Well, F746 1-BK. I'm surprised that the F series isn't on the website yet, but it's listed as their G series at ganzoknife.com, but that might change. In any case, it's the same knife. If you find the G746 in a store or the F746 in any store, it's the same knife. Just pay attention to the handle scales. You've got all kinds of G10 features. You got black, green, orange. You've also got the red and black. You've also got wood scales available, and you can even get it with the carbon fiber laminate scale. So there's a number of different ways to get this knife. You can get it coated or uncoated. And so if you mix up those combinations, there's a lot of different ways to get this cool knife. The F746 is I think it's a personal defense knife, a self-defense style knife. It just looks like that to me. It's got that feel and that kind of shape and everything to it. If you are looking for this kind of knife, I'll tell you right now, the price is very good right now. You can get it in a number of places for $13, $14 US. Easy to find. And how much fun it is to carry and flick around. If you're interested at all in this knife, stick around. We're going to do a full review. I bought this knife about 6 months ago, and I'm surprised at how well the coating has been, how durable it's been. I haven't used it outdoors very much, not really EDC'd it. It's a style of knife that is more, what shall I say, defensive in nature than EDC-ish. In Canada, it's illegal for us to carry a knife for the purpose of self-defense against humans. That's a silly law, but it is what it is. And so I try to be careful, and I carry knives that are not very narrowly designed for that purpose. Yes, I do carry this knife on occasion, and it has a lot of good uses. You can take a look at this pocket clip here, if I can get a close-up zoomed on it. There you go. You can see that it's got a fair bit of wear on it. I've done a fair bit of carry of this knife. It's not one of those pristine queens. I've been told that I'm not a proper reviewer by some people because my knives don't show any wear on them at all. It's an unfair sort of, I don't want to use the word attack, but it's not, a fair representation of the way I use my knives. I simply have so many knives and my rotation is so intense that I don't carry one knife for 5 months straight. It doesn't get that kind of wear on it. But I just wanted to show you, here's evidence of a knife that I've been carrying quite a bit. But now I'm getting down a rabbit trail. I just wanted to tell you that, yes, I have carried this knife. I have used this knife, and it's a good knife. Let's talk about some of the specs. 4 ounces, 112 grams. Not bad at all. Small in the hand. We've got half an inch thick. That's 1.3 centimeters roughly for the handle. We've got right around an inch that way for the handle from spine to belly. And the handle itself, when the knife is closed, is 4.5 inches long, which is 11.5 centimeters. The blade thickness is 3.25 millimeters, which is 0.13 inches, roughly 0.127, I think, if it's not rounded up, inches thick. We've got a false swedge at the top, so it doesn't sharpen at the top here, not at all. That's a decent amount of flat on there, so if you wanted to, you could sharpen it, I guess, but it's not sharpened. So it's sort of a spear point style. You can call it a drop point. Either one is accurate enough. It's a flat grind, so it's like a saber grind because it doesn't come all the way up. Very, very stabby looking. Yeah, I've used that word before, and some of you find that humorous, and so do I. It is sort of stabby looking, isn't it? And I think that's one of the reasons why I would call this a personal defense knife. Let's talk some more about the blades. The cutting edge is 3 1/8 inches, which is 8 centimeters. Very few of Ganzo's knives come in at 3 inches, and less is even much more rare. This is one of the smaller knife blades that you can get from Ganzo without any skeletonization at 4 ounces. It's obviously light. The knife comes in tip-up orientation with your pocket clip, right and left. You've got over 1 inch sticking out of your pocket when you're carrying this knife. Let this piece of paper stand in for a pocket. And so if that's the front of your pocket, you've got that much handle sticking out. That's a fair bit. Some of you guys don't like that much. Some of you guys don't mind. The knife is very comfortable in hand because it's just sort of a flat, I call this a candy bar style shape, when it's sort of flat and the belly and the spine of the handle are just sort of even running down with each other. It's got some neat decorative elements to it. You can see it most clearly on this red and black version. You can see that there's some milling out here of these 5 little notches to give it some decorative effect. And this other milled out spot right here, that's where the thumb stud goes in. And yet the thumb stud's big enough that you can easily actuate the knife from that thumb stud. So it sits right in there, easy to get at, right or left-handed. Axis lock, Ganzo calls it their G-lock. It comes with, all 3 of these samples have 1 phosphor bronze washer and 1 nylon washer. Sorry, there's no pattern to which side the nylon washer and which side the brass washer's on. These are the 2 F series ones, and one's got the bronze washer on one side, the other one's got it on the other side. So, be that as it may, I really wanted to figure that out. It's one of those things that just gets my thinker. I really would like to know the understanding and why they use which washers which way. And it just really seems a little bit random to me, but they do consistently use 1 bronze washer, 1 phosphor bronze washer, and 1 nylon washer. As I've said in other videos, I really don't mind nylon washers. When you get down to actually studying it and working with it, the new nylon is not the old nylon. Nylon's been around for, what was it, just before the Second World War or whatever, when it was invented. There is even oil-impregnated nylon on the market, just like there's oil-impregnated brass washers, bronze washers. They got the same thing with nylon. It's really, really cool, the technology. Let's move on to just a few more things about how this knife looks and stuff. The fit and finish is good. The blade centering is just a little bit off on the black one, and it's just a little bit off to the other side on the orange one. That's from the factory. I've done no adjustments. And the black one, the red and black one that I got longer ago, is even more close to center, although it's really slightly off to the clip side of the right side. Very, very close to center. None of them have any danger at all of getting anywhere near touching the liners. There's just so much room in there. They all lock up rock solid. I don't do the spine whack test anymore. It's a test that I think is, I hate to say it this way, nonsense. It's just not something that's practical. It doesn't represent reality at all. In the real world, you're not going to come across situations while you're using a knife where you're going to get as hard of a whack on the spine as people do on their spine whack tests. In fact, I don't think you'd get a whack on it a quarter the strength. Is it theoretically possible? Oh, of course it is. Theoretically, almost anything's possible. Hypothetically speaking, anything's possible. Yes, you might hypothetically have some situation where somebody whacks something really hard on the spine of this blade and it can come closed. I just don't see it. All Torx construction. I really like the open pillar construction on these knives. If you take a look at the open pillar construction, it's very classic Ganzo. They use those 3D pillars that you can see right there. Really, really nice. These, if they skeletonize these handle scales, it would be even lighter. At 4 ounces, there's nothing wrong with this knife at all. It's a really good carry kind of knife. It's not my preferred style though. I mentioned it before, partly because it looks a little too self-defense-ish. It's not a style that I find particularly attractive for my personal use, but I can certainly see how a lot of people would really like this knife a lot. And that's why I wanted to review it. I don't just review stuff that I personally find attractive. I like to review the knife for the sake of the knife itself. If you're looking for this style knife, if you've seen Ganzo knives before, if you've never owned one, I suggest that you go on their website, ganzoknife.com, and take a look through their website, and they've got all sorts of knives that you can get. Or go to one of the stores that sells Ganzo knives and take a look at the wide variety of models that they have. I'm sure there's one that you will like. Let's go on to some cut tests. Here's my notes. Don't need them anymore. And remember, this is the black one that I've had for 6 months. And I've not sharpened this knife. That was a tear there. Just depends on how you get started. I've not sharpened this knife since I bought it. I have done a very minor stropping. If I did a close-up shot of the edge of this blade, which maybe I will do, you will see that the original milling work for that edge there is still on the knife. Also, I use a Lansky at home, or I use a Worksharp system. Predominantly, I use the Worksharp system nowadays with the belts, and I get the convex grind, largely because I've got arthritis in my hands, and I can't do the sharpening as much as I used to before. So this has the original factory edge on it, and it works that well. Let's cut with some other stuff. Here's some of that banding that we had before. Just flies through that stuff. It's a good sharp knife. See what it does with a little bit of wood. This grind works great for that. I just really like that grind a lot. Let's try some paracord here. Let's layer it up 4 times. I like to layer it up 4 times usually when I cut through stuff to demonstrate how sharp the edge is. So there we got 4 layers of paracord. Zips through that like nobody's business. And it's a good, sharp knife. This is 550 paracord. If you're looking for a knife like this, like I said, it's a good knife. It feels good. It fits well in the hand. It fits pretty well in the pocket. Yeah, I would like a little deeper carry. I really, really enjoy playing with these Ganzo knives. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. I thank you for stopping by and taking a look at what we have here. I'm a grandfather, a young grandfather right now. I live on a disability pension because of chronic pain issues. And so I do this channel to give myself something to do. I'm just doing these reviews because I love knives. And I'm so happy to be able to share my love of knives with regular folks. And a lot of you guys, you're in situations where your budgets are tight. And so I like to do knives that are for the person with a tight budget. And this is no exception. Under $20, I think, in most places, $20 US. I was talking US dollars because that's a worldwide value that people know what it means. If you like this video, please click on like. If you know somebody who's interested in a knife like this, please click on share. And thank you so much for watching. Remember, always cut towards your chum and not your thumb.